to come and be accessible to the people of South Africa, and government must pay, must not only pay Americans. Well, there is nothing much to say on Ace Magashule. It's a self-destruction. The party is imploding, and there is nothing we can do about it. It's dying a natural death. But Cyril is making a terrible mistake. You cannot remove a Secretary General through Zoom. You take Zoom, and then you sit in bathrooms, you close the screen, and you remove a Secretary General from toilet. You just sit in a bathroom and remove a Secretary General. I don't think they know what that position includes. From the comfort of your own home, just with a smell of Raja, you remove the Secretary General. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I don't know. He's badly advised. But maybe he saw that they are disorganized, the Magashules themselves. That position is not a position you just wake up and attack. That is the belly of the party. So, you are attacking the party from the belly. You'll collapse it. It works good for us as the EFF. But I'm just giving, as a political commentator, that's a horrible decision to take. It's very bad. What do you do in that situation? You mobilize the branches and say to them, there is developments around the Secretary General. Through NGC or a special conference, you take a resolution to release the Secretary General. So you must move along with your structures, not with a tiny, small group of elite, which is all bought by Rupert to come and remove a Secretary General. No, we can't allow that. So they did that. You must go and read history. They did that to Winnie Mandela in the Women's League. The Durban conference said, we are not going to start this conference without Winnie. Winnie must come in here. They did that with Zuma, and the NGC in Pretoria said, Zuma's powers as a deputy president of the ANC must be restored, reinstated. And then they are making another mistake. They did that with the Youth League, expelling its own president and its leadership by a small, tiny minority in the party. Today, they are in a permanent crisis of a party called the EFF, of their own creation, by how a group of elite, led by Cyril, by the way, expelled the leadership of the Youth League without taking the structures of the Youth League into confidence. What happened? When we left with the whole Youth League. Now they are changing leadership of the Youth League, NTT, what, they've got all types of names. They are changing them like they are changing underwears. Why? Because you got rid of the Youth League without taking along the structures of the Youth League and taking the structures of the Youth League into confidence. You repeat a similar mistake. Because the white establishment says Magashule is a problem. And you want to believe that Magashule is a problem. And in pleasing the white establishment, you then remove your own Secretary General. It's a lie. The ANC structures elected Magashule with all these scandals hanging over his head. They knew about these things. That he's being charged is just being technical. They elected him knowing these scandals about him. They love him like that. They love them corrupt anyway. So why do you think that the ANC structures wouldn't want a Secretary General like that when they've elected him like that? There was a huge scandal of Fred. There was asbestos. There was RDPs which involved Taudi and all of that. All of those things were known when Magashule was elected. What has changed? What has changed is him now being charged. So are we saying those stories were not sufficient at that time? The only sufficient thing is being charged. And then Cyril is the one who charges. He charges you and come to you and say, now you are being charged. You must step down. The same person who charges you. Because when they say the state has charged Magashule, they mean Cyril. Cyril is the state. He's the head of the state. They sit in a corner, they charge you, they come and say, now you are charged, step down. Who's going to charge Cyril for Marikana? What happened to the case we opened against Pravin in Brooklyn? Are there certain people who get charged and others don't get charged? These clowns that are supporting when you are charged, step down. Some of them, I told them they are my friends. I said to them, you will want to be Secretary General of the ANC. They are going to charge you at the door of the conference. Because Pravin decides who gets charged. Batoi works with Pravin. It's not a secret. So it's Pravin who decides who gets charged. And then anyone Pravin doesn't want, I can guarantee you, is going to be charged. So half of those people, if you are having an independent National Prosecuting Authority, why is Gordhan not charged about Busasa? Why? Why is Gordhan not being charged? Vincent's benefits are the same as that of Gordhan. Why is Gordhan not being charged? If you have an independent National Prosecuting Authority, and then Gordhan goes to a commission and says, hi, I don't know how much this thing costs. It was a friend of mine who did this thing. Not even his child. You know, when it is your child says, I'm putting cameras dead, you won't be asking how much is your son. But your friend, there's no way you won't ask Raymond. There's no way. So, Gordhan must be charged. And I think we must demand that. We must demand that Vincent Smith's charges are the same as the ones of Gordhan. Why is Mrs. Chicken not being charged? The receiver of chickens. Nomvula. Why is Nomvula not being charged? Who decides who gets charged? Because Nomvula got the chickens. So, it's a selective prosecution, and if it's a selective prosecution, it's not a prosecution at all. It's persecution. There are certain people being targeted. So, really, I think an ace, if I were ace, I will tell that white guy, Kalniaus, to keep quiet. Because it's not helping him at all. Kalniaus are the people you tell, or you must stop calling me. That type of a person who just messes up your political programs and wake up in the morning and say, Magashule for president, and there's no even coordination. Which revolution is going to be led by such a questionable character like Kalniaus? Elections of leadership, if you've got a particular program you're advancing, should be led by people with credibility. Not a person who has buried his mother 5 times and asked for money from people, and then he comes from the grave and come and run your campaign straight from the grave. Who can't have that type of a person next to your name? So, Cyril, 2-0. He finished them. Whippy. Finished them with PP, public protector, there in Parliament. Ace was screaming like a chicken, speaking outside the collective. Hi, hi, hi. And then this weekend again, Cyril, whippy. So Cyril's people are coordinated. They are running a ship. And these ones are clownish. And they think you can take a state president, a sitting head of state head on, without being properly organized and without having a leader of your own campaign, if you have a campaign. They are clownish. They must go back to the drawing board. Otherwise, Cyril is going to get rid of all of them. And there is no space here in the EFF for crooks. No membership is open for RET for ZZ.
Thank you, President. Let's go back to the WhatsApp group.
Okay, sure. There's 2 questions from Natasha in the SABC. She's asking, the EFF had indicated that it would be approaching other political parties on its proposal to amalgamate the provincial and national elections. We know the office of the SG Marshal Ramini was tasked with that. How far is that process, and what was the feedback from other political parties? And then the second one is, considering that there might not be straight winners in most of the metros, does the EFF have any political parties that you can say now, we can't work with these ones, even if they were the only ones available?
Well, we are going to win elections. We agree the rest won't win. We are going to win the metros and we're going to govern. And those things of who and how we work with, we'll deal with those things at that time. Because to even want to consider those issues now, you will not concentrate on winning power. We've spoken to almost all political parties about our proposal for synchronizing elections and about possible postponement of elections if we are proceeding with these elections. Everyone, including DA. Marshall went to have tea with Madam Zille and the delegation, and there was a very nice, good, cordial meeting, although we didn't find each other on synchronization with the DA, but there was a meeting. And the ANC was met, almost everyone, including Mashaba and Musimaiman. We didn't only meet the parties that are in parliament or in councils. Even those new ones, we met them. And we seem to be in agreement in terms of the postponement of elections. And we have been tasked to ask for a meeting with the IEC by other political parties. We are coordinating political parties. There was even a Zoom meeting of all political parties except DA and the ANC. Yeah. Are we done?
Do you have any questions in the room? Okay, President, I think that's it. We've come to the end of our press conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, President.